Coming up on today's episode, we have
things that actually, in the way of life, to live a way of life.
Yo, Black G, oh, you know me.
I've seen your ball right now.
What do you mean you see me? Man? What's my name?
I said I've seen you. I didn't say I'd talk to you.
Okay.
I am the real Black Jesus. Listen, I'm West Ham Socks. We don't need no bandanas. We just cut back that hammer, click clack, and put you on the pavement. Bam!
You hear what I said?
They call my name from coast to coast, Black Jesus.
All right, sir. You take care. You take care.
Have a good one.
All right, take care. Be
West
careful.
Ham Socks.
Be careful.
and
Hello, bro. You're infidel. Sorry, bro. I don't believe in anything.
Okay, so in terms of religion, you don't believe in any religion?
No.
Okay, so have a discussion soon.
Because I've seen bad sides of both. I've seen bad sides of every religion for my own personal.
You mean bad representation of the religion?
Amen. No. Amen. No, I've only.
Can you check your Quran? True Quran.
Bad people. Like,
Finish.
Whether it's been, I mean, I've not met any Jewish people in my life, but in terms of like Christians, I've met people that preach one thing to me, regardless of what the message is. Like, the message could be, this is ground right now. Okay, it's ground, but then you're telling me how to live. You're telling me how to live a life, and you're not practicing that particular life. So why should I believe in that? Why should I believe in that message that you're trying to preach to me?
Just one word: hypocrisy.
And I've only ever met hypocrites. I've only ever met hypocrites.
and
Ryan, my brother here. This is Ryan. Ryan. These are two brothers which we've just speaking to. Good. This our good friend over here has got complaints about how people of religion don't enact their decency. Can you tell us, how long have you been Muslim, roughly?
4 days.
4 days, 72 hours, roughly about that. Okay, how have we treated you, brother? How do you feel amongst us? It's all right. How do you feel amongst us? How has everybody treated you?
With huge respect, honour. I feel as comfortable as I ever was. Before I came to Islam, I was a Christian. I felt very uncomfortable, if I'm honest. Whenever I stepped into a church, I always felt like I was sort of judged. But I step into a mosque or I'm around my brothers, I don't feel like that. I feel comfortable, I can tell them literally.
Before we get started, make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons, and be sure to check back regularly so you don't miss out.
Hello, bro. You're infidel. Sorry, bro. I don't believe in anything.
Okay, so in terms of religion, you don't believe in any religion?
No.
Okay, so have a discussion soon.
Because I've seen bad sides of both. I've seen bad sides of every religion for my own personal.
You mean bad representation of the religion?
Amen. No. No, I've only.
Can you check your Quran? True Quran.
Bad people. Like,
Finish.
Whether it's been, I mean, I've not met any Jewish people in my life, but in terms of like Christians, I've met people that preach one thing to me, regardless of what the message is. Like, the message could be, this is ground right now. Okay, it's ground, but then you're telling me how to live. You're telling me how to live a life, and you're not practicing that particular life. So why should I believe in that? Why should I believe in that message that you're trying to preach to me?
Just one word: hypocrisy.
And I've only ever met hypocrites. I've only ever met hypocrites.
In the Bible, in the Quran, Musa, Moses, he was a hypocrite.
So then,
He was a hypocrite. He was quick to, he was a very angry person. He was quick to anger. He was quick to anger. I'm talking about the.
I know you're talking about.
Yes, he was quick to anger. Why was he not able to follow his people to the promised land?
Right, let me explain that. A few things.
Okay, cool.
Number one, the accusation given against Moses that he was short-tempered.
Yeah.
Number one, people say, well, he killed that Egyptian who was going to kill the Israelites.
Yeah.
So why did he kill him for? He never killed him with the intent.
It wasn't intent.
Yeah. Because he had a very it wasn't anger, because the Egyptian was whipping the Israelites.
Yes.
He tried to stop it.
Yes.
He then tried to strike Moses,
And
Moses
he-
defended,
Yeah.
and then he gave him a punch,
There
and
is
then he
such
just
thing
killed
as-
him.
There
Yeah.
is such thing as righteous anger.
Right.
Like, look at-
Self-defense
look
is
at-
no,
look at-
even in the
look
law
at-
of this
look at-
country,
no, wait, hold on.
self-defense is no offense.
Yes,
Look at
true,
look
true,
at look
true.
at how you are Christian, yeah? Look at how Jesus went in the place where they was all gambling. He went into the synagogue and he smashed up all the shit.
Yeah, but just in defense of Jesus in this instant, you see, when that ill is because those were the bastions of evil and corruption taking place.
that's
But let me
my
explain.
point, that's
Yeah, let
my
me
point.
explain. Let me explain. So that in defense of Jesus as Muslims, you're a Christian, but I'm defending Jesus as a Muslim because we have to defend Jesus. So going back to that point, when he observed the ill which was taking place, gambling, prostitution, laundering, he warned them before, stop doing this. They never listened. Afterwards, he pushed the tables away after. But let me finish, because in this instant, when you have warned individuals and they're still persisting, then you have to take affirmative action against those who are oppressors. Yeah.
And also, those are people of the faith, not just random people. Those are people of the faith, not random people.
Precisely. Very excellent point. Those were the corruptors, the Pharisees and the Sadducees. Okay? Now, but for you gentlemen, it's important, having given you a defense of Jesus, let's establish who he was historically. The man himself, let him speak for himself. We believe as Muslims that he was a prophet of God, a great and mighty messenger of God. And you believe that?
We believe he's the son of God.
Now,
Not we.
not this is not our friend there. Yeah.
Christian.
Yeah.
Us Christians.
Yeah, you.
Us Christians.
Okay, fine. Now let me explain something interestingly. This is what you call knowledge just coming out. Take all of it, brother. Right. So basically speaking, what does the term "Son of God" means? Christians will commonly say, Jesus is Son of God. Giving you an image, he must be a literal Son of God. However, this is where the confusion comes. The Bible defines in Matthew chapter 5 verse 9 as to what a son of God is. It says, blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called the sons of God. So anybody who does God's work is referred to as a son of God according to the biblical definition. This is, right, because I want to make a point to counter this brother's point. Because what Christians have misunderstood is when they give this type of son of God to Jesus, this is widespread to other prophets.
So you're saying it could be any man?
Anyone who does God's work.
No.
Specific.
I mean,
So
any man,
yeah,
that's
so and I'm
the-
going to evidence that. In Luke chapter 3 verse 38, who is referred to as son of God? Adam is referred to as son of God. In Exodus chapter 4 verse 22, Jacob is a son of God. In John chapter 10 verse 33, when the Jews corner Jesus, and Jesus says that, is it not written in your scriptures that you are gods? He said anyone who does God's work is referred to as a gods, precisely from Psalm 82:6, where it defines it, where it says you are gods. Gods are people in that language, in the Greco-Roman world. If you were a person of an outstanding character, they would refer to you with the honorific title by calling you a god.
And it's where the English.
That's what I believe, because for them to say, oh, okay, you were created in God's image.
Yeah.
So I'm part God, no?
So let me explain that
Essentially,
too.
I'm part God because I was created in His image.
No, what
I
we
was
say-
created to be after Him. He looked down on the earth and He created me to be part of Him. Because I was created in God's image.
Yeah,
So
but-
I was created in His likeness.
No, it is actually what you listen carefully, gentlemen. This is in reference to Genesis chapter 1, verse 26, in which it says, that let us make man in our image. Now, the Hebrew word for man is Adam. You know that, don't you? It's Adam. And so in that verse, God is saying that we are making Adam in our image. It doesn't mean a literal physical image, because the reference is man. Let us make man in our, meaning some of God's attributes. Because it also says in the same Bible, of that Lord make no graven image. So you cannot make any image of God tantamount to creation. So it's just, the Greek word is a Greek word they call icon, where we get the English word called icon. Okay? In which it literally means a reflection, a representation of God. Because at the same instant, it says that of that law of God you can make no image.
Yeah, so it's a likeness. So it's
I
a
like,
likeness.
yeah, it's like,
So
yeah.
it's a
So
likeness.
some, yeah, but not
A
not
likeness is also a representation.
precise. Right on. You're a clever guy, you are, man.
Bro, but where has there been a picture of God? No one has made a picture of God.
Yes, but listen.
No one is able to see God. No one is able to perceive God.
Right on.
No
one can see God. So, but what we say is that no one can see God, yet we saw Jesus.
Yeah.
Hence, Jesus cannot be God. Number one.
No, I agree.
You're on it. What about you, Martha? You're a Christian.
Agree.
I know you're going to agree with me.
I
Yeah.
agree.
So what we say, man is never a God.
I agree.
Fantastic.
I agree.
Now that
that's part of my whole shit. Like obviously, I grew up me personally, I grew up in church. That's how I know him. That's how I know him, and he's one of my closest friends.
Okay, cool.
I know him from church.
Okay.
But where my thing went wrong is that I was preached to, I was taught, and I went to school with a lot of Muslims. I went to school with a lot of Somalian brothers, yeah.
Yes.
And so we'd have these discussions, and my whole thing is purely, I don't care about the message. Like, you could be telling me the message, yeah. The message, okay, cool. If you're right, you're right. But why are you specifically, I've never met anybody, and I'm not even saying you have to be perfect. I'm not saying you have to be perfect.
Yes.
Because nobody's perfect. I do some bad things in my life. I do some bad things. Not too bad. Not too bad. But sorry, I didn't.
No, that's cool. That's not joking.
Too bad. Not too bad. But you know, we all do things that we're not supposed to be doing.
Yeah, we're not perfect.
But when it comes to like the actual way of dealing with people, like let's say hypothetically, I don't care if he smokes weed, yeah? He could smoke weed and then he could come to me and tell me, oh, okay, cool, believe in the Bible, yeah, this is da 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 da, or believe in the Quran, da 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 da. But I'm gonna go off and I'm gonna smoke weed and I'm gonna do all my badness, yeah. Okay, you're doing all that, but you believe in what you believe in. I don't have a problem with that. That's calm. But the way that they are with people, the way that some people are with people.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
Hold on, I'm chatting. Yeah. So from what I've seen on the way that some people have dealt with me personally, it's made me question.
I understand.
And I've seen the way that other people have interacted with other people, because my whole thing is, if you're gonna preach the goodness about being good in the world and about loving your fellow man and
your neighbor and yeah.
Loving your neighbor, in the Bible, Jesus said, turn the
other cheek. Yeah.
Slaps you in the side, turn that side.
Just turn that side. Yeah.
The way that I've seen people deal with other people, I've been like, hold on.
Practice what you preach.
You could be smoking weed and doing all that, yeah, but you just unnecessarily rude to me. You came with some preconceptions about me as a person. You've done what you've been able to do, and I've not given you any incarnation that I am that way. There's no connotation that I am that way. Not even a connotation.
Yes, yeah.
Not even on the surface. Nothing. I've not given you no way to behave like you're behaving with me.
Yes.
So why are you behaving like that with me and with other people? When you believe in some grand thing that
I understand. So let me explain to you. No, go on.
So, are your parents?
Mm-hmm.
Are your parents? In the Bible, it says the child that's beaten or told off the most is one the parents love the most. Yes.
See, that's a bunch of bullshit as well.
Say that slowly again.
The child that's taught you the most, the one that's prevented the most, is the one your parents love the most.
Where does it say that in the Bible?
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay,
that's fine. Yeah.
The child, and it's a common thing. So they probably, you probably see, oh, why are you attacking me? Why are you attacking me?
It's not about attack. I never said attack. Don't put words in my mouth.
I'm not putting words in your mouth. I'm not putting words in your mouth. You're getting defensive here. Listen. I've listened to you. Listen to me. I'm not saying.
I won't say that.
From my perspective of how you're talking, I want to tell you how they're probably seeing you. They're seeing you as their child, and they probably see something that they don't like about the way you're living or the way you're acting, and they've come to correct you. And that's all. And also, yeah, that's all. And there's somewhere in the Bible where, actually, I can't say no more, but yeah, that's.
Nah, I'm talking
You know, just
about.
I know you're concerned. I understand where you're coming from. What he's trying to say,
Yeah.
if he's seen something within the church where some decent common human value has not been enacted.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying about the whole scolding thing. I'm
Yeah.
saying about common decency. There's not been I've not seen common decency for people that are preaching about common decency. They're preaching about loving the neighbor, and then they will turn around and they will be like, yo, I've had fucking Andrew Bolt with them people. How much? When they come to me, they're like, spot man.
But listen, I just want to share something with you about
Sorry, we're
humans.
going on
No,
a
that's
bit
fine.
too much.
Humans are susceptible. They're not perfect. Now you're looking for people who profess faith, and at the same time they are representatives of that faith in the best way possible. Now I'm not trying to eulogize myself, but just as a someone like, just to give you an indicator, I want to bring someone into this conversation. He was a non-Muslim 48 hours ago in Whitechapel. We do this type of work in Whitechapel, and one of the brothers approached him. They brought him to myself. He was a Christian. I spoke to him. He became Muslim within about 25 minutes. Nothing of myself. God guided him. Then what's happened? Then we've all of us have tried to look out. He's a homeless guy. He's going to come up here in about a few seconds. Can you bring him, please, Ryan? So it was a homeless guy. This is in Whitechapel Station, 48 to 72 hours ago.
Can I tell you the truth?
Let me wrap up very quickly. Okay. Now I'm going to bring him in, and I'm going to ask him how, as just because for the sake of God, that we've tried to inculcate him within us. We're giving him place to stay, fed, clothed him. Ryan, my brother here. This is Ryan. Ryan, these are two brothers which we've just speaking to. Good. This our good friend over here has got complaints about how people of religion don't enact their decency. Can you tell us, how long have you been Muslim, roughly?
4 days.
4 days, 72 hours, roughly about that. Okay, how have we treated you, brother? How do you feel amongst us? It's all right. How do you feel amongst us? How has everybody treated you?
With huge respect, honour. I feel as comfortable as I ever was. Before I came to Islam, I was a Christian. I felt very uncomfortable, if I'm honest. Whenever I stepped into a church, I had always felt like I was sort of judged. But I step into a mosque or I'm around my brothers, I don't feel like that. I feel comfortable. I can tell them literally, well, anything. If I've done something wrong, they correct it, or even with prayers, anything really. Yeah, that's the better way.
What's the love you feel amongst us? What's the loving sensation you get of how people are so concerned for you?
Huge love and huge respect.
I'm not putting. You might be thinking, is he feeding him this? No. Because he was speaking in the corner. Yeah.
And this is what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
From my own perspective, Islam is the closest thing. Islam is the closest thing to an actual religion, to a religion that I myself would want to follow.
Bless you, my brother.
I don't know. There's just something with me that I just don't want to be. I don't know. There's just something in me. I mean, from my own perspective, not how I feel. From my perspective, not how I feel. So from my perspective, Islam is the closest religion to actually following what they believe and what they think, what they believe, and their own.
That's it.
Their own terms of set. It's not rules, but from their own guidance, I believe that Islam is the closest thing. Islam and Buddhism, that's the ones that I believe are the closest things to actually, in the way of life, to live a way of life.
Yo, Black G, oh, you know me.
I've seen your ball right now.
What do you mean you see me? What's my name?
I said I've seen you. I didn't say I talked to you.
Okay.
You hear what I said?
They call my name from coast to coast, Black Jesus.
All right,
I'm
sir.
the
You
original.
take care.
Listen,
You take care.
have a good one.
All right, take care. Be
West Ham
careful.
socks.
Be
One
careful.
love.
Be careful. Be careful. That's it. That's it. That's it.
About becoming a Muslim.
One love.
Would stop there.